I know I'm getting into this really, really late. I'm 28 years old. The robots are going to be taking over any time now. But the rumors are true. I'm learning how to program, starting with Java. And the end goal is I want to be able to make my own website. I'm going to get a job and maybe some more freelance clients by making a super sick website on my own without using Wix or Squarespace. One of my friends is a developer, but I don't want to ask him for help anymore. So we're going to learn Java, and it's going to work out. I'm not going to document myself taking the lessons, but if I can explain what I learned, it will cement it in my mind better. So this is actually for me, but you can watch. And maybe like if I learn how to code in like a couple months and make a sick website, it could be inspiring to you. But yeah, I'm just gonna do my thing on here. And you can learn a little bit about Java with me. Picture your brain like a plant, like a corn stalk. And me learning how to program is like spraying pesticides on my brain, the plant, so that bugs can't eat it. And the bugs would be brain rot, YouTube. Today we're gonna learn about strings. So I'm gonna take the lesson and see if I can regurgitate the information to you and see in a few. So what have we learned about strings? Also, yeah, we need a tripod. Strings. It is a data type, but there are three things you can do. What are those called? You can declare a string, assign a string, text. Strings are for text. Big, like long text, like you know it's a string when it has two quotation marks. And basically you can name the string and assign it text. I think I'll get better at explaining these as I learn how to, so bear with me. And then if you want to change a string, you can reassign it. And when you're reassigning, you can use you can use Java's built-in functionalities to alter it. Like you can make them all capital, you can make them lowercase, you can count the numbers in a string, which I don't know why that's useful right now, but I can imagine will be useful. You can have it find and replace stuff. Like you can look for all of the, let's say someone wrote a review on a website that you made. You could call that string and find all the cuss words that they used and replace it with like censored cuss words or something like that. That's the application I think you could use. String operators, concatenation, or just seems like a ridiculous word for adding. But it is, again, I'm acknowledging that I don't know. It could have some other, and then we learned about null. So null is like nothing. Empty is like an empty box. Like you put your hand in it and there's nothing. And then null is like there isn't a box. The computer is like, it's like a black hole. It's like toilet paper. You're out of toilet paper, but the little roll is still there. That is an empty string. A null string is, there was never toilet paper there. It's just the little piece that would hold a toilet paper holder, but someone stole that too. So there's just nothing. An empty string is just two quotation marks. It's empty. It's just like a space, nothing. But yeah, null. And also an empty string, when you call like an operation Look, these terms are probably so off. If you call, I'm just going to say a function on a string, it will tell you what the resulting data type will be. So like most strings, when you like fuck with them, it'll produce like another string. But when you have an empty string, it produces a Boolean, which is like basically just like a true or false question. Well, true or false, null, but I think that's a different type of Boolean. We're gonna figure that out later. I took a class on CAD, like AutoCAD, and both of those had their own iterations of like what Boolean, and I know 3D design has Booleans. So I think it's interesting that each discipline of computer design has Booleans. All right, I'm gonna do a live demonstration of something that I learned about strings. And I'm doing this because, if I was learning on my own, I would just kind of be like, oh, that's cool, and take notes on it. But now that I actually have to like show you, I think that it will be a lot more useful for me. And maybe you, but you'll probably never ever use this. And there's probably a way less convoluted way of doing what I'm about to do. So follow along. Also, I have a hat on now because I had a huge zit on my forehead. All right, so we're going to start by making a string. Also, Java is case sensitive, so you got to capitalize stuff. But then you have to not capitalize stuff because of camel case. I think I'll get used to it, but it makes it easier to read, apparently. So let's make our string called message, and our message will be butt plug. And semicolon. And let's just go down and print it real quick. Message. Just make sure that we're not fucking up already. All right, so we see butt plug down here. Now we are going to index a character, and this is where we want our pieced up message to start. So we don't want butt plug entirely. We want part of butt plug, and then we want it to live update if the string were to be changed. So first we're going to count the characters here. So we're going to do dot, which is call, what is that? What the fuck is the dot called? It's called like call operator or something. I wrote it down. All right, and we're going to do char at. And notice how computers start counting at 0. So butt plug, the B is actually 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is where we're going to have P. So let's check it out. We're going to run. And now we only have the P down here. So we've located that. So I'm going to delete this. So now we're going to make our update for the string, and then we're going to make a substring. So string update. Dude, I always misspell that. That needs to be fixed. Inserted. Okay, and colon. So now we have that, and it's called reassigning. So we're gonna reassign the message so that it has more than just butt plug. So we're gonna do message equals message plus, and there's another way to do this, but this seems way easier, so I'm going to do that for now. But you can also do concat. Also, it doesn't add spaces, so you need to add your own space. So I'm just going to use some quotation marks and update. So now let's print our message to see if it There we go. Okay, so we ran it. Now we have butt plug inserted, but we want to get rid of the butt. And if you wanted to add even more, you could. So we're going to get a message down here. This is our print line, and we're going to do dot substring. And remember, we pulled the character where plug begins, so we're going to reference 5, and so it's going to start at 5. You see it says beginning index, comma, and then we want the next function is dot length. So this will pull the whole length of it, so it'll print all the way to the end. So you can add a 500-word paper after the word butt plug, and it will pull all of that and print it out. So we're going to do message again, because that's the name of our string, dot length. And we're just going to click tab, and we're not going to put a number there because we just want the whole thing. So let's run. And now we have plug inserted. That's kind of what we wanted. I don't know what you could use this for. I should know, but maybe we'll figure it out later. But I feel oftentimes if you have a string in an active website, things will change it. So it's going to update. So this would be useful so it constantly is adding the new information as to what is being printed. And that is today's thing we're going to teach. So yeah, that was my string lesson for today. Just to reiterate, we are learning how to use Java. Follow along if you want to see how that goes, or I will be. Remember, we got to keep the goal in mind. The goal is to create my own website so that I can get a graphic design job. So yeah, I will see you later. Greetings. Check it out. I don't have a tripod. Well, I had a tripod, but this is what is doing it right now. If that does fall, though, you'll know exactly why. Suspect Apple. And Friday Morning Album Club. Look that up if you like music. And we switched to tea because I've already had enough coffee today, and that's just, can't be having too much.